from Emerson Mnangagwa, the Newland side. Traffic is fairly easy in Harare for this morning. I know many people were anticipating chaos, but it looks like it's quiet in Harare here. The atmosphere, the business sector remains fairly low, as many businesses are closed right here in Harare. There is an impending strike that has been organized by one of the war veterans by the name of Geza. And I think this is quite irresponsible, because this is creating unnecessary tension within the political party. Because according to Geza, the Mnangagwa era should hand over the Chiwenga era with immediate effect. The biggest problem remains on the very essence of the constitution. That how will Chiwenga be put into motion before the constitutional term of Mnangagwa expires? Now, how will he run a country based on breaking the very constitution, which will be the foundation of his governance? This becomes very tricky, because it calls for unwarranted problems. Now, this is the RBZ, the National Reserve Bank, as you can see right up there, and we're approaching Munamatapa. I think I'll go down just to see what is happening downtown. Yeah, this is your first street, and that is your FBZ Bank on your left. Not so true that the city is full of police. That's not true. I've hardly seen any police so far. Approaching Joiner City, which is usually the bars of town, fairly quiet, and I must say, actually, without human beings in this city, it looks very clean, very clean. Pizza Inn is open. Joiner City, the gates are locked. Some shops are open. As we go down here, just going to find out exactly on the bottom part of the city what could be happening there, the Mbare area, and toward the taxi ranks there. Yes, there I see the first police next to the municipality. They're actually standing at the municipality offices, I think, just to avoid unnecessary problems. Right here. And yeah, it is not as bad as it was said it would be. Mkona Julius Nyerere and Robert Mugabe way. Just giving an update from Harare here, as we're monitoring the situation and giving you live as it comes, as we looking also for any information that might satisfy you, as we share the beautiful and wonderful story of our African politics building building the African narrative. There's never been a walk in the park. Yeah, there I see 2 policemen, or 4 actually, 5, standing with nothing, literally carrying their hands. No gun, no button stick, just carrying their hands. And I see the other 2 policemen there, the traffic officers, managing and monitoring this traffic light. This one goes down to the Coca-Cola Chitungwiza direction. And usually this place, the traffic is usually very, very heavy around here. But to say the least, today it's fairly quiet. Fairly quiet. Here in Harare. Right downtown. There isn't much to write home about. There isn't any reportable issues around here. Let me turn and try the taxi rank. I'm on Cameroon Street, 51 Cameroon Street in Harare. On the 30th of this month, March, where there was supposed to be a meltdown of political protests, bringing a country to a standstill. With we were told that there would be drones that would be in the air, surveillances. It's going to go down. Action was promised, and there we are. There we are. Here the taxi rank on Cameroon Street. 2 police officers there, flossing their teeth. Taxi drivers there. Surely they came ready for business today. 2 other police officers sending SMSs on their cell phones. And going towards Net 1. Yeah. I see 3 police officers there in uniform, fairly relaxed. Shops are open this side. That shop is open, selling some cell phones. But major centers remain closed under high alert, and one can admit there is very little traffic in town. I mean, within a space of about 5 to 10 minutes, we have been able to drive from Samora Machel right into the Sheraton Hotel or Hilton Hotel. You can see it in front of me there, and on your left there will be the ZANU PF headquarters. ZANU PF headquarters. Yeah, so there we today in Harare, making an assessment of the issues that are here. You know, in life, we all have our own ambitions, we have our own dreams, and we have our own visions. And how we drive to achieve what we want to achieve varies. Some people abuse others. Some people use others to achieve their own objective. But I think the best way to work with people is to identify the right midwives, which I might want to call the midwives, catalysts, people of means, of advice, of counsel, of strategic partnerships, who can then handhold you to deliver your dream or your vision. And many gullible people who remain uninformed about how life, goes, will be used as ponies for other people to achieve their dreams. Someone might have a political goal that they believe in their hearts that they are meant to be this and that. We have no problem with your goals. They are personal. They are yours. But then where do we come in to assist you to drive to become what you want to be? It will not be fair that you take common people and then you sacrifice them on the altar of your ambition and your visions. We have seen such kind of politics in Africa for the longest of time, where the masses and the common people, the poor people, are put in front of the firing lines, the protest lines, to shoot each other, to be killed, to be beaten. And then the politician himself is hiding behind the curtain, reporting to the international world that, you see, they are beating my people, that I must lead. That's not leadership. You look at the lives of Martin Luther and some of the great leaders that I have respect for, the Desmond Tutus and the Mandelas, the Winnie Mandelas of this world, who did not mobilize people to come for a protest, but they themselves became the shield for the people. They stood in front. So even with these protests that are coming, and I would think that it's only fair that Geza, Chamisa, and whoever wants to become the next leader, as Geza is recommending, they must stand up in the front lines and walk the streets themselves and come face to face with the system that they don't believe in. Others are ambitious for religious, power. They want power. And then they will use people to harvest money from them, and then they can get the power that they need, And if you are not careful in life, you are going to end up becoming an accessory in an ambition for someone to achieve what they want to achieve. Other people have been relegated and have been denied access to things, or they've been insulted as being less than human beings. You are fool, you are poor, you are what, and then they will get married. They will go hunting for a husband, go hunting for a wife, to prove to the world that I'm worth something. Then those relationships are usually very abusive, because what the person is looking for vis-a-vis who they are, you are actually an instrument in their hands to tell the world that they are better than what they think. Then you're not valuable in that life, as you basically are a chess piece that is being pushed forward to project a certain picture of, oh, you were saying that I can't do it. Okay, there I have done it. You were saying I cannot get married. Okay, there is my wife. You were saying I would never, get married. There is my husband. And you watch very carefully that human emotions run deep, and the scars and the methods of repair vary. And before you get involved in a business, in a relationship, in a political protest, sometimes you want to stop and find out for yourself. Are you there to achieve your goal, or are you there to help another person achieve their goals? it will be something very beautiful if you and the person that you are assisting are in the same WhatsApp group. You have the same visions, you have the same goals. Because most likely in these political things, after you have been beaten in front of the streets and etc., then the leader comes out and continues to do what they wanted to do without even recognizing, supporting the people that helped them to get into those positions of power. Then you begin to hear another protest and anger, which I think in the case of our political situation in Zimbabwe, it could be true that some of these misunderstandings are coming from sour political relationships where the war veterans, some of them feel they contributed equally well to the well-being of Zimbabwe as they all did, and as the civilians and the community did. And when they feel like that, then they protest to say, we want to get into the system and we eat also. There's a book that I read once from a Kenyan author entitled Our Time to Eat. So maybe Geza would feel like changing the leader in Zimbabwe, bringing in another army general. He will then become the kingmaker who helped Chiwenga to get into power. As such, after Chiwenga is in power, then Geza must be rewarded for putting Chiwenga in power. Then the question is, who is the real Zigananda? Then you want to come and harvest your efforts from the president. So when does state capture happen? Does it not happen when you actually are setting up a political system which you are going to directly benefit from? So to be honest, are you doing this because you want benefit from that? Or are you doing this because it is right to do so? And what are the benefits which are coming your way should your ambitions be achieved and should your goals be achieved? And I've seen this in the South African political space. I've seen this in the Nigerian political parties, and I've seen this in America political party. Yes, Elon Musk. Elon Musk is one of the biggest Ziganandas. He goes there, takes a little bit of money, gives it to Donald Trump. When Trump is in power, he is rewarded with military and economic benefits, economic contracts that pay off what he has invested in terms of supporting Trump. South Africa, the Ruperts and the Oppenheimers, they have done the same. And they've not only limited their hands to South Africa, they've also done the same to Botswana, which we are aware of. That real economists are the real politicians, because their money does more talking than their politics. So my 2 cents worth to the nation is, while we are busy reigning in this uncertainty of a political uprising, family disputes and economic uncertainties, find out in your life, are you an accessory to someone's ambition, or are you a midwife to their vision? And after all is said and done, when you are helping other people to achieve their ambitions and their goals, what is happening to your own goals? As you are helping them to achieve their objectives, what is happening to your objectives? As you are assisting them to achieve their self-actualization, who will attend your funeral? Who will attend to your funeral? And when you do something for the community, for an individual, are you doing it with a clean intention of helping them to achieve what they want to achieve? Or you also are looking for some benefits out of that investment? Because for every voice, there is an invoice. While you are helping others achieving their dreams, who is the midwife of your own dreams? I thank you here on your wonderful channel, Usually run it as an afternoon channel, but today, because of the political situation, I thought I would do a morning drive around Harare and just give you all an update of what's happening in Harare. And I also drove to the two garages at the bottom here, the DA garage, and I also drove past the office of Mr. Tagwirei to collect the story exactly as to what happened. Apparently, there were 4 cars that were driving around. 2 of them that had no number plates. Then one of them was driven to the office of Mr. Tagwirei, and they set it on fire there. And then they ran away to the DA garage, where they brought another car. They brought another car and they burned it on site, and then they ran off again. So these cars, maybe they were stolen cars or they're their own cars, but it is not true that the offices were burnt. It's not true that the garages were burnt. The garages are standing. What they did is that they brought their own cars and they burnt them on site, which is very dangerous, of course. I mean, I'm looking at DA, that's a petrol station, and burning a car on a petrol station could have caused quite a bit of hazard, as that fuel station is in a residential area. I'm looking at all those houses around around the garage there, that it could not have been very safe to do that. But that is the story as I have it in Harare. But otherwise, the rest of the city remains quiet, with almost 70, if not 80% of the businesses closed. The streets are clean. And here on your wonderful drive, Maponga J, checking out. Don't do what I won't do, but if you do it better.